So we're just going to recap standing alignment. Because after you've done all those exercises, we're wanting to reinforce all those good movement patterns that we've repatterned into your system that's not used to thinking that way or moving that way. So when you place your hands on your knobbly hip bones at the front here, and you point your fingertips down towards the floor, you want to make sure that your feet are becoming parallel underneath your hips. Chaps, re-measure. You tend to stand slightly wide. So let's just check that you definitely are underneath your hip joints. Your arms can just be hanging freely, don't worry so much about them. We're going to be swaying your weight forwards and backwards, and as you do that, you're just rocking towards the front toe pads and then towards the back heel ball of the foot. Your toes may lift up off of the floor, just notice, and then transferring through the ball of the foot and towards the toe side of your foot. You're keeping your foot on the floor, but you're swaying forwards and backwards. You can come into the centre, and you can then sway from one side to the other. So as I sway, I'm taking the weight of my head onto that standing leg. In other words, I'm not keeping my head steady and swinging my hips from side to side. I'm transferring my weight over the standing leg and then over to the other standing leg. So much so I then don't know where I am, so I have to say, come back to the centre. You're neither forwards nor backwards, and you're neither side to side, but you're right on in the middle. Just going to soften through the knees, relaxing your thighs, just so that they're off with full lock. Sometimes we notice that we can stand with our legs fully locked out. That tips the pelvis, and that can load us into our lower back pain pattern. So if we soften the knees, we can allow the tail to anchor itself down to the floor. We almost feel a connection from the pelvic floor and the abdominals lifting upwards towards the navel, underneath the navel to the back of the heart, and from the back of the heart to the back of the head, and then out through the crown of the head up to the ceiling. So when we inhale, our diaphragm descends, we breathe into the back width of our back, and then as we exhale, the diaphragm is lifting up, as too is that sky hook that attaches us up there towards the ceiling. So we're breathing in and breathing out. And once you feel comfortable with your breathing, endeavour to lengthen those knees a little bit more without changing the spine. Inhale into the back of your back, exhale, feel the pelvic floor connect, the tummy draw towards the spine and out through the crown of the head. And then exhaling from there. You can practice adding in your knee bends and knee straightens, your heel raises and heel lowers, playing with those joints with your breathing combinations, and perhaps even just lowering one heel at a time into a pony trot action, just retaining the height through your spine rather than going into any collapse. We keep that height and keep the breathing, mimicking a gentle walking pattern whilst being stationary. Well done.